Hello Alto 2s, so this is going to be the Ubi Caritas. This is the tenor 1 line, and I'm going to go through the tones and then we'll talk about in a minute how you can tell exactly what you're listening to. Okay, so those are the tones for your line. And as you can tell, a couple of them go a little bit low. I don't want us to worry about those lower pitches. If we lose a pitch in there, okay, we lost a pitch in there. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Because we're going to have Susan playing along with us, so if we need to, we can always rely on that for a pitch or two that might be a bit too low for us. The reason why we're having altos sing on the tenor line is because we don't have enough tenors to do both parts. We can't really split the tenors up like that. So instead of splitting the tenors up, what I'm going to do is I'm putting the tenors on the tenor 2 line and I'm splitting up the altos and having the altos help out a bit more. So if you're looking at your score, the biggest thing that you're going to see that's going to seem kind of confusing is you're looking at the tenor line and you see a treble clef and you see a kind of high note in the treble clef. The note you see is this. So technically what you should be seeing is the following for your opening pitches. What's happening is a tenor is used to reading this down the octave. It's not noted on this particular copy, but it's because it's a French publisher called Durant. But most of the time, especially in American publishers, on the tenor line, right below the treble clef, you'll see a letter 8. Sorry, a number 8, and that number 8 signifies that it's down the octave. Here, it's just automatically assumed because it's a tenor line and no tenor is going to sing that high. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at that and we're going to say, okay, that's actually down an octave. And we're going to do a little bit of math in our heads. And so we're going to come up with, instead of, we're going to go. So in order to do that, it takes a little bit of concentration because you're going to look at that pitch, you're going to feel that you're singing kind of low, and you're going to start automatically accidentally throwing in the bass clef. That's just been my experience, especially if you've got note reading experience and you kind of know how to read notes. That's going to be your first big blunder. And it's really easy to do that. I've done it a million times. So what I'm asking from you is listen to the score that I gave you, listen to the tones that I just gave you so that you can get an idea as to how that's going to sit. And remember when you're looking at this that it's not as low as you think it's going to be. Yes, it's a tenor line, but it's a pretty high tenor line. My only 2 pitches that I'm really concerned about you singing are this one and this one, which for me are la, la. Maybe 1 or 2 altos might have it. I'm sincerely doubting it. So instead of really worrying about that, don't push your vocal cords and don't make anything feel uncomfortable. Just drop out of it. And to be honest, we've got the piano there to cover those pitches if we really need it. So now let's go over the text real quick. Here's how this is going to sound for you. Speaking it from the beginning, 1 and 2. Ubi Caritas amor Deus ibi est. Ubi Caritas amor Deus ibi est. congregavit nos in unum Christi amor, congregavit nos in unum Christi amor. Exultemus et in ipso iucundemur temeamus et amemus Deum vivum et ex corde diligamus nos sincero et ex corde diligamus nos sincero. Ubi Caritas et amor Deus ibi est. And now we're going to get to the ahs, the amen section. And here's how it's going to work. We're actually going to count it out all the way through, and I will show you when to do men. You're going to go, ah is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, men, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and men. Oh, altos. I looked at your line for a minute, like the actual alto line for a second. You don't say men until the end. So just discard what I said when you said the men at the very end. Don't say men until the very, very end. So your last two bars are amen. And it's going to end up sounding something like this. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, men. And that's it. Thank you, alto twos.